launching with Parts Canada. Some very cool things about this. I'll give you a little bit of history on it. This is by far the most revolutionary piece of protection since the development of an EPS liner in a helmet. The idea started in the late 90s, and it was, what do you do to make motorcycling safer? How do you give somebody a more holistic experience on a motorcycle, whether they're commuting to work or riding on the track? What can you do to actually envelope them in a new level of protection? So 2001, we started doing in-lab testing. You can see from our image behind, we started doing a ton of in-lab testing, and then 2004, we set up sensors in all of our high-level athletes, Alpinestars athletes, to run full races to see what those races look like. 2009, the Tech-Air race system was available to our high-level athletes, and since then, we've been compiling data both from street and race scenarios to then build two distinct predictive algorithms that work between whatever type of riding you're doing. So you have the opportunity to take this to the track and then put it into a Tech-Air compatible race-style street jacket and use it on the street. So this is the only system that has those two logics where you can see street and race differently. And the cool part about that is it gives you a ton of different coverage. So you have the ability to a modular system. We had some people asking about it. It is a liner airbag system. This only fits into Tech-Air compatible garments, which we have 3 race suits here, 1 leather jacket, 2 textile jackets, and then we also have a street liner system, which Rob here is wearing, that is a laminated style jacket along with a Gore-Tex laminated. So you have a ton of options with this setup. And the reason we did this was it's by far the most user-friendly system available. This has the ability to purchase the liner separate, and then you can tailor it to whatever type of garments you want. So it gives you a lot of opportunity. The way the system works is you have an ACU situated in the level 2 back protector that houses 2 separate sensors, and then there's a sensor on each shoulder. Each of those are running 3 axes of data, so those algorithms are being fed by 12 inputs of data constantly. Elvis is here. So that is what is fueling that whole system constantly. Like I said, there are different algorithms. There's a street and a race. We're the only ones that have 2 totally separate logics that are going to give you the optimal protection on the track and on the street. The street one has a bit of logic that's very cool. It arms itself and then it is armed the entire time. So if you're sitting at a stop sign and somebody hits you from behind, this system will fully deploy. This system will fully deploy before ever making contact with the obstacle. Then on the racetrack, when you go out on the track, the system will arm. It's looking for loss of control scenarios. When you come back in the pits, it will then go back into a standby. So making it extremely user-friendly. This is what you purchase out of the box. It's immediately ready to be used. Just for a keynote, being dealers, there are 2 systems. There are 2 separate systems. There's the street system, which we are using right here, and then there is a race system. They differ slightly. The race fits into the leather suits, the leather jackets, and the textile sport jackets. The street fits into the more adventure touring jackets. They are different. Because race one's going to be a little snugger to fit under the suits and give you a little bit better flexibility, street is going to fit into these and be a little bit more casual fit. The race system can do both. It can toggle between algorithms. It can do race or street. The street system just does street. So 2 different customers, 2 totally different customers. One very cool one.
Just to be clear, the race one will fit inside everything?
Race one will fit into race suits, leather jackets, and then the sport style textile jackets. This street one will only fit into these. So they fit into different garments. Their attachments are different. I get into that a little bit after, but they are different.
You can toggle the race one from race mode to street mode.
For any one of those jackets, but it doesn't work.
Not in the
correct
inside that one.
because the cut of the liners.
I'm asking because I have a V-Strom and I have a Ninja 250 race bike.
So in that case, you definitely would want the race because you have the ability to. In the textile, we've got some that are dry star, so they have the ability to do that. And one big thing with the lineup of this, a season ago we had 1 race suit that this would fit in. Now you see 3 race suits, 4 different jackets, laminated jackets. The lineup's going to continue to grow. For the fall release, you get 4 more jackets. It keeps growing and growing. So the ability to move this system around is just going to get better and better.
There are 2 women's jackets that are manufactured, the Stella Valparaiso and the Stella Andes Pro. Parts Canada will be carrying the Andes Pro, but we won't have it until the fall.
And that'll be a worldwide release for the fall. So that you guys get it first. With that, one really cool piece of info on this, I like talking about. At the end of 2017, how many of you guys watch MotoGP? A few of you. Everybody knows Mark won the World Championship. Not many people know that from the first race to the last race, Mark suffered 27 crashes. 27 separate crashes. Since Mark has been in the MotoGP series from 125 to GP, he's been a Tech-Air athlete. He's always worn Tech-Air. In this past season with 27 crashes, he never had an injury. And that elevated him to be able to win another championship. The top 4 athletes were wearing Tech-Air. So it really shows the true track record behind this. So, you guys ready to see it?
Yep.
And don't worry, if you, we'll do a countdown so you guys can be ready. And also, if you guys have customers here, questions or anything, we've got pamphlets. We'll obviously be here all weekend. We also have a compressor in the back that we can put customers in with a jacket, and they can feel what it feels like to be fully inflated. It's much slower, but it gives you that feeling of how much coverage there is with the system. Also, if you guys want to use it, feel free. All right, everybody ready? Let's do a countdown. Start at 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here now, if you guys want to see, you can really see the coverage with it. So it is full from ribs all the way up to the collarbone.
The waist up pattern.
Yeah, all the way up to the collarbone, over the shoulder. It even comes down the side of the shoulder. Then here's turn for me. It does full back all the way down to the tailbone, and it reaches around for kidney protection. So it's the only independent system that's going to give you full waist up coverage.
Show mobility, Rob, because the thing is, Marquez gets back on his bike and rides, and this is why.
This is the only system that doesn't utilize any type of signal tethers, so no GPS, no physical tethers, and there's no sensors on the motorcycle. So you can utilize the system. You could fly to Europe, rent a motorcycle, and use it directly out of your luggage. A passenger can use this system also. There's no syncing, nothing. You turn it on, plug in the LED panel, and you're ready to go. But the only truly independent system that does not utilize any external sensors. It's all built into the system. Questions?